So moving on to blue. So blue, while it didn't get a lot of tools in the set either that really stood out, it got two really strong tools, being the Bukamon and the Zudomon Ace. So the Zudomon Ace lets you, I believe, Blast Evolve, Strip a Source, and stun something, just going off memory. And then the Bukamon lets you swing with jamming if your opponent has a Digimon without any sources or equal to less sources to the Digimon that is stacked under. So along with Tommy, we have Tommy first of all, our blue hybrid, coming back off the restriction list, which is going to be a very scary deck to fight, in my opinion. Especially if they start teching for matchups. You can do a lot of stuff with the engine. I think that Tommy coming back might really hurt some decks. They have access to more hybrids rather than just the Kumamon, Korikaku, maybe Lobo. Now they have Ranamon instead. So it's, the game power crept a bit. So that deck coming back is going to be really interesting. And it has a lot of access to generic tools. You can probably mix engines with it a little bit to make it a little bit more creative and annoying to deal with, because I honestly hate blue hybrid so much, so I'm not really happy to see it coming back. And then there's overall, it has a lot of access to a lot of more tools, and some people were still building it despite the restriction of Tommy. So now those people are honestly getting validated, and they'll have blue hybrid at full power, because I know a lot of people actually like playing that deck too. So next we have Mirage Galgamon Burst Mode. So we lost. That deck lost. I didn't play it. That deck lost Mirage Galgamon, or not Mirage, Mount Galgamon at full power. So it's only going to be at 1. So they obviously have more Mirage they could run if it works with the deck, and they have ways to. It has more consistency with the training cards. Outside of that, I have no idea what they're going to do. I think the deck's still going to be really good going in as a blue deck, but other than that, I'm not too knowledgeable about what it is. So if there's anybody who can offer more explanation on how strong it's going to be in terms of matchups or in theory crafting, please let me know below. So Amphimon, I don't know much about either since I don't play blue, but overall, I think it's going to be a pretty good, it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be that great, but I think it's going to be worth looking at. There's going to be some people playing it and trying to figure it out, since it's a ghost game deck, and people love the anime. And this Amphimon right here has protection, things like that. So I think, honestly, from what I've seen, it can use the engines. It can probably mix an engine in with like maybe blue hybrid, or at least use the Zudomon Ace. It has a lot of good generic tools that blue has, like Bukamon, Zudomon Ace, Sarai, Ice Wall. So lots of ways to protect itself, slow the game down, and make an effective, effective offensive to kind of control the game and win. I don't know how the match flows will go for this deck, but it'll be interesting to see if somebody actually makes it work, gets a top or something like that. Like I said, it's worth taking a look at, but I don't know if I'm giving it too much credit for what it's worth. So Ulforce is next up. Just won a regional. Not that it's gotten anything really outstanding, but access to the training cards helps. That actually is another consistency card it can use, especially when it wants to pick up arenas, for example. Gain, and it has great source control or memory control. It has good ways to spam tamers out and then control the board if it can't close the game out then and there, with Ulforce and Ulforce X. So I honestly think it's still going to be kind of in the same spot where it's an underdog, but I think that it's a very pilot dependent deck. I think some people can really make that deck work. Obviously, since it won a regional, we are justified to believe in the deck. So honestly, keep an eye out for Ulforce. It'd still be a good deck, and has access to Zudomon, Ace, and maybe the Bukamon. I think they'd probably still prefer to stick with the draw eggs for consistency reasons, but you can build it kind of however you want and experiment around with it. Next we have the Metal Greymon from Blue Flare. As you can see, Blue Flare is going to be still a really strong deck, and as I mentioned before, since Red has Crimson Blaze to kind of deal with wide boards, and since there are going to be decks that build wide, Blue Flare, the Blue Greymon deck, is going to have a way to always weasel its way into being a really strong deck. They're like, because all the deck needs to see is more than one Digimon on the board, and then you're just gonna have a bad time. The cards are never swinging again, and you're just gonna, profit off of them just leaving cards on the board. So, honestly, Blue Flare is still going to be really good. It has access to Zudomon, Ace, and the Bukamon too. So running through security and causing a lot of issues for your opponent is what it does best. And it has access to a lot of other blue generic tools that it can use, Sarai, maybe Jumbo Gambemon or something like that, to control the board and find ways to be defensive as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this deck can do in this meta, especially because I think it's a cool deck. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm just going through decks that I think that are going to be good. I'm not here to tell you what to play. I'm not here to tell you what not to play, and I'm just here to put some decks on the radar. But please let me know down below if I missed anything, if I gave too much credit to something, say Blue Hybrid, for example, if I'm just sweating for nothing about the deck, or if I gave something to not enough credit, like say Amphimon or Gamelon. So yeah, overall I think for these two colors, I think things are looking good. Gonna be very I'm gonna keep a positive outlook for the colors. I think that they're they've got a wide range of decks to play right now. So yeah, other than that, everybody have a good one, and I'm out.